Hello aspirants, I have come again with a new topic. Today I am going to discuss a very important topic, Iranian invasions or Persian invasion. As you know, many questions come from this topic, and also sometimes you are instructed to write an essay on Iranian invasions and its impact on India. You can definitely attempt this answer. India has been invaded several times by different Western powers, kings and rulers, and of them the Persian is there. As you know, India is a land which has been attacked by many. Persian is one of them. The Persians mainly targeted the northwestern part of India, and these parts of India had always been susceptible to foreign invasions. Susceptible means harmed or influenced. As you know, if anybody comes from the west, they would definitely try to invade from northwest part of India, from Afghanistan area, okay? And that's how Persian invaded. The Achaemenid rulers of Iran or Persia knew the disunity amongst the Indian rulers, therefore attacked India between 600 BC to 400 BC. And Cyrus the Great and Darius I were the first Achaemenid rulers who invaded India. The Persians knew the conditions of Indian rulers, the regional kingdoms. You know, somewhere they started fighting between themselves just for domination, just for supremacy over the area. And that's why, getting to know the facts, the Indian rulers are fighting among themselves. Iran took the opportunity of invading India. And the first two rulers, Achaemenid ruler or Persian ruler, the Great and Darius, okay, so Cyrus the Great and Darius I. They were the first Achaemenid rulers who invaded India. Cyrus' invasion in India. Let's discuss. So Cyrus was the founder of the Achaemenid Empire. He was the founder. And between 558 and 530 BC, Cyrus campaigned to the east of Iran, and he was expected to penetrate the Indian borderland during his wars. So it is expected that maybe in his wars, or during his wars, he perhaps penetrated to Indian borderland. Cyrus campaigned up to the Indus Valley and gained victory over Gandhara kingdom. In this period, many regional small kingdoms like Gandhara, Madra, Kamboj were busy fighting between themselves for supremacy. And thus Cyrus took full advantage of it and invaded northwest India. As I have said, united we stand, divided we fall. The regional powers like Gandhara, Madra and Kamboj were busy fighting between themselves for the supremacy, for the domination, territorial expansions. And finally, the Persian rulers, they took the opportunity and invaded. Okay, and Cyrus the Great conquered the Gandhara. The invasion of Darius I in India. Darius I was the successor and grandson of Cyrus. So, he was the successor and grandson of Cyrus. He started invading northwestern part of undivided India in 516 BC. You must remember the timeline. The conquest of Darius I is mentioned in the Hamadan inscriptions. It is a gold and silver inscriptions, Hamadan inscriptions. We got to know that Darius I invaded India, and his conquest, of course. Darius invaded India and conquered Punjab and Sindh region. He also occupied some parts of Jhelum River Valley. Okay, Gandhara, Peshawar and Rawalpindi cities of modern Pakistan is mentioned in the Behistan inscription as a reign of Darius Empire. Okay, that he also occupied some parts of Jhelum River. Where the Jhelum River is located, that the portions was occupied by Darius I. And Gandhara is mentioned in the Behistan inscription as a reign of Darius Empire. So during Darius Empire, how he ruled, maybe it is some information related to Darius Empire is incorporated in Behistan inscriptions. And maybe which Darius may have obtained from Cyrus. Okay, and maybe Darius has obtained this from Cyrus. So Darius I also invaded some parts of West Punjab, and during his reign his empire expanded the most. You must remember one thing, that during the Darius I, this Iranian or Achaemenid empire expanded the most. Xerxes' invasion of India. Xerxes was the successor and son of Darius I. So first Cyrus, and then Darius I, and then Xerxes. So Xerxes was the successor and son of Darius I. He possessed the Indian territory under his supremacy, but didn't expand the Persian kingdom any further into the Indian mainland. He didn't believe in the territorial expansion. Therefore, he had what he possessed, and therefore he didn't invade further in Indian mainland. Xerxes employed large number of Indian troops, including cavalry weapons, for the invasion of Greece. As there was always a threat of Greeks' invasions, therefore Xerxes employed large number of Indian troops to face the Greece. Let's discuss the downfall of the Persian Empire. Despite Xerxes' resistance, Greece defeated him, and thus the Persian dominance in India declined. Just think about the conditions. Maybe this is true that Xerxes took all the resistance. He did many things to fight against the Greece, but finally Greece defeated him, and thus Persian dominance in India declined, started disintegrating. However, the Achaemenid dynasty ruled India till 330 BC and Alexander's invasion in India. So they ruled till 330 BC until Alexander's invasion. Alexander invaded, and sab ulat palat ho gaya. He captured everything. Impacts on India after Iranian invasions. Let's discuss one of the most crucial aspects of Iranian invasions, their impacts on Indian society, the culture, the politics and economic. So politically, socially and economically and culturally, many changes took place in India due to Iranian invasions. And these invasions lasted for 200 years. Must remember the time, 200 years this invasion lasted. And the impacts of these invasions are as follows. Number one, introduction of Kharoshthi. So the Iranians introduced a new writings pattern called Kharoshthi script. So the Kharoshthi script, a new kind of writing pattern was developed. And this is similar to Arabic script, which is written from right to left. It is similar like Arabic, the way it is written, and it is written from right to left. Architecture, the Iranian sculptures and architectures are very much seen in the Mauryan architectures. The Persian model inspired the bell shape of Ashokan monuments. You can see that even in the Maurya's dynasty, their sculptures and architectures are very much influenced by Iranian sculptures and architectures. For example, the Ashoka's bell-shaped monuments. Okay, it's a Persian model. It is based on Persian models. Even Ashoka, inspired by Iranian style, introduced the use of refined and polished stone pillars, architectures from Persia. Ashoka was immensely inspired by Iranian style. He also introduced, refined and polished stone pillars in his architectural design. Great. Number 3, the sea routes from Persia to India was discovered, and during this time, cotton, indigo, silk, and many valuable metals were traded between Iran and India, and thus trade flourished a lot. And another aspect of Iranians' invasions, or you can say the Persian invasion in India, the trade flourished between these two countries. Spread of Indian cultures. The Indian philosophers, poets, scholars, and intellectuals went to Persia in order to spread Indian culture. Many of us went there to spread our culture. Settlement. A large number of foreigners settled on Indian soil. New style of currency. The Persian silver coins was, beautifully designed, and the Indian kings also adopted a similar type of artistic coins as currency. You can see that our kings, rulers, were also immensely inspired by their style. Exchange of rituals. The Indian people adopted certain Iranians' rituals and ceremonies. Let's conclude the point. The Indian subcontinent was vulnerable to Western invasions throughout its early history. If you go through the history, if you look at history carefully, you will find India has been attacked, has been invaded many times by different powers. Okay, and many invasions took place between 6th century BC to 4th century BC during this time. India's enormous wealth and its agricultural productivity attracted many, including the Persians. Our enormous wealth, our agricultural productivity, like the Ganga alluvium soil, it attracted many, and that's why everybody invaded India, and among them Persian was one of them. And maybe another reason that why Persians invaded India to get all of these things. So thank you so much. I'll bring more content.